Cause I'm about to ruin the image and the style that you're used to.
Hi folks, Dave, the man from the East here. I am making a claim right now. I'm going to tell everybody, this is probably going to go a little while, but I have a lot to explain about the videos that I put out and the reasons why I put them out. And I just want to update everybody on these viruses and scams that are going on my channel, because I'm the one that hit the nail on the head on exactly how this whole situation turned out the way it did and who's behind it. Now, a few of you have seen those videos. Forrest Fenn, Innocent is one of them. I just did a response video about the actual From Poem to Treasure from Why I Don't Know, and there in Medicine Wheel. He has a solve up there. Oh, Why Must I Go? I'm sorry. Not Why Must I? Why I Don't Know. Anyways, I don't need to pick on him today. He's so lost and stuck on that Wyoming lie. And it is actually a lie, folks. If you think it's in Wyoming because of a 6-page document that Forrest had to put out 2 weeks while he was on his deathbed and couldn't even make it to the court to do this document. This was set up by Shiloh to give you that information. And he forced, I tell you 100%, he forced Forrest Fenn to sign that thing. And Forrest did under duress so that Shiloh would not be able to call Jack the solver. Because Forrest Fenn knew there was somebody who really solved it. And he got screwed over by Shiloh. Forrest trusted Shiloh, folks. I'm telling you, right up 100%. This is honest shit right here. And there's no turning back from it. I'm tired of the bullshit from Shiloh's friends, Robert McQuaid, trying to pull the bullshit about trying to get my truck, whatever. I have no problem giving away my truck or my house. I'll keep making the payments. I don't care. I have no problem doing that, because I'm telling you folks right now, I am the one that solved it. I have every single thing answered. And if you look in my videos, I know that a lot of you, there has to be a lot of people that see the actual solvent here and the creativity that Forrest had in 15 years. Now, the bull that they're trying to feed everybody, that the solve was so simple that Jack walked in the woods because he knew where Forrest said that he wanted to die, it's just bullshit. It's absolute bullshit. And if you think that the Wyoming document was not done under duress, I'll tell you different right now. 100% it was done under duress. He may have signed it. Yes, he didn't go to court to sign it. He wasn't there, so who knows who signed it or whatever from that. But 6-page document telling exactly what, when he actually put the announcement, we agreed, him and Jack agreed to put the Forrest Fenn community or the searchers at ease because he wanted to give out Wyoming. That's all bullshit. Forrest never would have did that. He never would have talked it over with Jack and said, hey, maybe we should let the people know where it was so it puts them at ease. That's bullshit. It was Shiloh who actually said, we're going to do this document and you're going to sign it for us. And if you don't, it's going to be falsified somehow. So as far as your Wyoming document, it was falsified. Or Forrest did it under duress. Because Forrest wouldn't have did that to everybody that was in the community. And all the other bullshit that people say about the strippers and booze and whatever you want to say, it's irrelevant. Every guy likes women or likes men or likes both or whatever. So it's his own business. But it has nothing to do with the chase, so leave it out of your community. So, that being said, moving on to Shiloh is behind every single thing that's here. When I found that final resting spot and I let Forrest Fenn know, and if you watch the Innocent video, you will see the timeline of what happened. And I right here, I'm stating right now, Shiloh is behind all of the fraud that you people are falling for, because who do you ask for the information? You go right to Shiloh. They're setting this thing up. That's why you have no information. That's why Robert, the scammer, and if you notice, I call him Robert because they've stolen the treasure. Robert Bow Arrow, he's a big one, he's infiltrated you people in the community. You got Robert McQuaid. Hello is another one of the scammers. Funny Lover. Lane Orrs is a new one of the scammers. Gold Title. And you'll notice something in all these names. Brown Winner. Jack Stoof. Old and New. These are all bullshit people that are just scammers that are either Shiloh's friends or Jack. But Jack is just the face. Jack has nothing to do with the solve. You can't. And now Robert is saying that Bo Arrow solved it. And there's Alona and something Mesa. I don't know. You'd make 3 loops. All this bullshit. So when they actually put out what their fraud is going to be, you people are going to see through it. I know you are, because you're smarter than that. And the way I picked on people are these jackasses that I picked on along the way. And those are the ones that they're why, I don't know. Do you have people harassing you on your channel? No, because you're not hitting the nail on the head, man. It's like stirring up a bee's nest. I stirred up the bee's nest, and they're coming after me. You stirred up the bee's nest, and they go after the tree, because the tree's not doing anything. You're not doing anything there. Why must I go? Your medicine wheel solved is you're switching lines across. Forrest said don't mess with the poem. I didn't mess with the poem. The poem is exactly every single line. Every single line is in order. Every single answer is in order. For all of the answers that are put out there by me. And the people that have watched the videos, they know that there's a lot of things. And these jerks, these people that are scamming, are just putting crap out to try to discredit anything that I put out for you guys. So when you see that being said, you go, oh, I'm not going to watch this guy. Look at what the responses are. That's what their job is. Their job is to literally discredit the actual true solver. We're losing a little bit of sunlight here, so I'm turning blue. But I just wanted you people to know that I am stating actual facts here. And the video that I put out about the poem to treasure, to rebuttal what the Wyoming was from the other medicine wheel guy, you folks need to know. I know there's a lot of people out there that want to know answers. And I have every single thing answered in my videos. The home of Brown, every single thing is answered. And I tell you people that, but people don't want to watch the videos and learn it actually, how it beautifully connects. And it all does. It is so magically creative. But I'm not even going to get into a lot of the things that I've said, because I know, and I learn more. As people ask me questions, I look back into it and I realize more. I'm like, oh my God, this actually works out even more. Like the Too Far to Walk. I just learned last night that in the book Too Far to Walk, he talks about the story Treasures Galore. The last line in that book, he says, you can visit my state parks, but please stay at least 20 miles away from me. That stretch of road right there on 64 from Agua Fria Peak over to the home of Brown is 23 miles. That's where he got that connection in. And he said it in the book, right? It's over 23 miles. So I didn't realize that fit how perfectly it did in that section of Too Far to Walk. But in my little video that I put out, there were a lot of things I didn't put in, from the postmarks. Forrest said, and she stared out the window. She looked out the window and kept nodding. And it was like she was waiting for the postman or something. Palisade Sill is a window in my solve. And the window is Memoirs, which is right on the front cover, which he gives you what is supposed to be the clues in the book. Memoirs is a window into life. William Zinsser. Look it up. So a window into a life, that's what Forrest did. And he talks about, I put my pillow on the sill, when he talks about gypsy magic. This is all so perfectly interconnected. It took 15 years, and they're telling me that Jack solved it in a minute, wandering the woods for 25 days because he had just heard and stumbled across it. There's so many falsehoods in their solve, and they don't want me telling you people this because it's going to discredit anything that they say. Even if it came out after, nobody's going to pay attention to me. But if I do it before, they just want to shut me up. So that's why I'm putting this out. I'm putting the information out to let you folks know that the real solver is me. And I took the credit for it being all screwed up at the end by not digging it up completely while I was there. Shame on me. But Forrest said it would remain between the solver and himself. And he didn't do that. He let Shiloh know. Shiloh went and dug it up. And then the controversy started after that. Because if you look at my videos, all those dates work out to exactly how that fell into place. And Shiloh was the one that dug up the treasure. And he's the one that's been hiding everything ever since. That's why he came out with the email that he accidentally sent to Pam Chatrone. That was Forrest's letter at the end. It's all, watch the video, and the numbers are up there, so people watch it. Now I know that these guys, these scammers, Robert, Hello, Old and New, Jack Stoof, they're all just players in this whole crew that they have to discredit the one person who is actually, I swear to God, is going to take them down. And that's what they're afraid of. That you people are going to see through their scams and see through their lies. And then you're going to realize, because if you really do, and I pray that you do, look into my videos and you can see it. And I will, and not that I had the chance to talk to Forrest, that I had it 100% exact, but I had it enough to find that cross that Forrest used in the solve that was so critical to him. And he talks about it in his stories. And if you look at my videos, he says how important that cross was in Vietnam. The one about the homely girl. If you pass this veil, think of me and smile at a homely girl. The homely girl is Esther, Aunt Esther, the ugly duckling, the one that Red Fox. There's so many connections for movies and things in my solve. That's why I called it the Superman solve. I don't need to concentrate on Superman. I just thought it was cool because Superman's cool. So that's why I called it the Superman solve. And you can still call it the Superman solve. It doesn't matter what the actual name is. What matters is that I really solved it. And I've given it to you folks so that you know. And I know, as I said, there are smart people out there. There are the people that just can't get it in the community, or don't want to get it, or don't want to lose the numbers of watchers on their channels. Whatever. I don't care about that. I'm not here to make a certain amount of watchers. I'm here to give the information that people have asked for so long. And I didn't know who to look at, who did the fraud, who stole the treasure from where I found it. And again, as I said, I had friends that I thought took it, that I trusted out there. And they didn't. They didn't, and I'm sorry. Sasha, I apologize. I know you have inside information, and I know you're not able to say it. I know there was a big controversy after Forrest passed away, or before Forrest passed away, by some of the shit that happened, probably from Shiloh, getting right on your case saying you need to shut your mouth about anything that's going on. So I know Shiloh's behind all of this, folks. And if you could just watch the videos constructively, and you will see that the actual solve is here. And there is not anything that I've missed. The cross being right next to the picnic area, that's why you bring a sandwich and a flashlight. And you go in there at night to dig it up, because I didn't take the chance, being at law enforcement, I would lose my career. After 19 years, I'm going to lose a 20-year career when it should have stayed between Forrest and I. That's what screwed this whole thing up. Forrest didn't keep his mouth shut, and he regretted it until the day he died, because I guarantee they tormented him about shutting his mouth, because he'd be screwing his own family over, and he didn't want to do that. And you folks may not understand that, but that's what really happened. And that's why there's so much controversy. They won't give out information. They will not tell you anything. They won't tell you the solve. They're trying to do a movie. They're trying to do all this big production stuff behind, like the showing of the treasure chest. They offered me the gold chase card, and I could go touch the treasure chest if I just shut my mouth until all the information came out. I'm not going to shut my mouth because I know 100% absolutely that I'm the guy that solved it. And I'm not angry. I'm not here to sue them. I'm here to give you information. And that's why I came forward. Do you think I enjoy putting my name out there as the bad guy? I'm not. I don't enjoy that. I'm not the bad guy. I'm the guy that gets screwed over along with Forrest Fenn, that I'm letting you people know what the real story is. And that's the truth. I have full rights to that chest. I can tell you right now, full rights. That chest should be mine. And that's why Forrest said to Jack, you should do the right thing with the chest. That's where the chest should go. And I can tell you right now, Forrest put me into his will for the solver. And that's why his will disappeared. You people think that this is all bullshit and made up stuff. It's not. There is a real solver out there that got screwed over by Shiloh. Okay? I got it out there. It's off my chest. No more bullshitting around. I try to be funny. I try to be fun. But I'm just letting you people know. That's how it actually happened. And that is the true story. And the actual solve is so freaking incredible of 15 years. Think about that, folks. This is not just a 10-minute poem that Forrest put together that they're trying to say. And that Jack found it that easy. Forrest would not announce Jack even as the finder. His family had to announce him as the finder. Forrest Fenn's family acknowledged Jack as the true finder after Forrest passed away. Think about that. Forrest did not want anything to do with it. There was no publicity. There was no fanfare. There was nothing. And then right away, they did a book with Dan Barbarisi, one of their friends, to just put more information out there to try to make you folks fall for the bullshit fraud that they are doing in Wyoming. It was not in Wyoming. I know you Wyoming folks, it hurts your heart to hear that, but I can tell you right now, it was not in Lie-oming. Okay? That's what it is, Lie-oming. And why I don't know is why must I go? He's just wrong. He's absolutely wrong with it. And you can't think that it's somewhere else in Wyoming and don't understand why they're saying it's somewhere else, because they're trying to get the best solve that they can somewhere else, and you're not going to do it with Forrest Fenn's poem. You seriously cannot do it with Forrest Fenn's poem. There's too much information there, and they didn't think that I had as much solved as I did. Well, I do. That Kent and Esther is absolutely, positively the #1 true solve. He put that cross there for Kent, and whether it is Sloan, the Sloan Museum in Kent, or whether it's Clark Kent looking for Lewis and Clark, you're looking for Lois and Clark, really. He tricked around these words, but you're looking for Lewis and Clark is looking for Lois and Clark. Clark Kent. That's where Kent comes in. And the other stories that bring it in, where he talks about an interracial couple, step on a crack, break your mama's back. Look up what that meaning is. It's Aunt Esther, who's black, and it's Superman, who's white. That's the interracial couple. And as far as that cross with Kent and Esther, I figured out, this is how I solved it. It's Ken Esther. Ken Esther. If you can't figure out what the first clue is, you might as well stay home and play Ken Esther. Or if you can't have the first clue nailed down, if you notice in the pictures of the Kent and Esther, that cross had one nail through it, bent right down, nailed down. All of this fits so perfectly, and he's talking about the first clue. And that first clue, like I said, is Palisades Hill. So when I went to Palisades Hill my very first time, you know where I drove? I drove into the extra parking lot so I could just stay away from all the other people visiting the site or picnicking, and I parked right in front of the Kent and Esther. So when Forrest said, if I told you where the home of Brown was, which is Eagle's Nest, you would say, okay, Eagle's Nest. If I told you where the home of Brown is, you could go straight to the treasure. From Eagle's Nest, which is literally called the home of the Browns, drive 8.3 miles, which is more than the 8.25, correct? 8.3 miles. Pull it up on MapQuest or whatever. 8.3 miles, you end up at Palisades Sill marker, and you drive around into that parking lot and park right there. You go directly to the treasure. These words and these quotes that he uses that I give you are all accurate, factual places. The no place for the meek is from there. There is your Palisades Hill. The mountain man face is 1,000 feet down, 500 feet. So that's why he said from there, it's no place for the meek, is your actual mountain man. And a mountain man's life was so hard. They had to worry about all kinds of animals in the wilderness. So that's why it's no place for the meek. And every other clue that I have and I've solved, this is the actual poem. And anybody that disputes it, they're bullshitting themselves. So stop laughing at me over there. You folks want to meet my girlfriend finally? Oh, you weren't laughing at me. Okay. Anyways, I'm putting this out there for information for you folks so that you understand what really happened here. And Forrest did get railroaded. I can't imagine how hurt Forrest Fenn must have been when he realized he gets screwed over by his own family. Shiloh, old. He screwed him over, and if you people that are investigating all of this information, look it up. Look up all the information that you have. But everybody's been going where for a year and a half? You've been going nowhere. Do you know why? Because you don't know what the actual real solve is. I am telling you, I am swearing to God on my life, this is the actual solve. And if you people use this solve and the timeline, you will understand your information will fit in and where it fits in and why and who it's coming from. I'm telling you right now, that's all you need to do is just use this information so that you understand this is the actual solve. That's how this is going to end. And you're going to realize Shiloh Old is behind all of it. I'm done messing around with the bullshit. I put information out, and then these guys try to discredit it. And then the Fenn community, oh, yeah, maybe that doesn't work. It does work. Every single thing I've said, every single answer I've given, it's all right there. I just wanted you folks to understand, you need to, and I said it before, I will step up as the punching bag to go against the old machine, which is those guys that are Forrest Fenn's family. Those are the ones that screwed this whole thing up. And they're trying to cover their ass because they, for whatever reason, they just want the royalties and the books and the Netflix bullshit. It's all based on fraudulent lies in Lie-oming. Just think about that, okay? I'm stating it as fact right now, right here, and letting everybody know.
I mean, you know what I mean. You know what I say. You know what I mean. Me. You know what I mean. I'm meaner than. That's it. I mean what I say. I'm so mean, I had a dream of beating myself up.
So now I'm back to my happy self because I got rid of all that anger and I'm just tired of the bullshit from Robert McQuaid, who's in with cahoots with those guys somehow. I should put a light on here. But anyways, I just want you folks to understand what the real situation is. I'm not going to edit any of this stuff out. I'm going to put the whole thing right here so you folks know exactly what happened, and look into my videos. The answers are there. Anything you have answers to. And if I still leave my comment section open, I've looked at other channels and they keep their comments shut. I get the crap from the crew is what I call them. The crew of what I've told you before is the viruses in this community, which are bow arrow, which is it invaded you guys. I've looked back at some of the videos and he sucks up to all of you people so that you love him. And so does Shiloh. Shiloh Old. He's on that, right? He's in there just sucking you people dry for kissing ass. They are kissing everybody's ass in the community so that the community doesn't go against them. They don't want the community against them. Bottom line, you guys are the ones in the community, Fenn community, that can. You're the ones that can do it. I've tried to do it by myself. I give you the information. I let you know what's going on. But if you can't see the actual things that have happened here and what's gone on, it'll never get solved. You folks will be doing the same thing for the next 30 years. And I'm not going to be around. I don't even care. I gave up last year trying to put my information out there because I didn't know who to blame. That was why I stopped putting my videos out. But as far as Forrest Fenn, he gave out those breadcrumbs to me to let me know that there's a real solver out there and who it was. Because you can't tell me. They're trying to pull up with this Nook bullshit. And I think the Nook came from the actual picture that I sent Forrest, which is that rock structure that looks like a treasure chest would fit right in it. And the date stamp and the place was on it. So Forrest knew. November 1st, 2017, Forrest knew the blaze had finally been found. So that blaze, that set Forrest off on that December 2017 saying that he had a gut feeling. Folks, my dates, my timelines, all my information, my emails to Forrest Fenn, I know absolutely 100% that I am the solver. And I'm not going to back down from it. I'm not going to cave in to these guys who stole their own family's treasure chest and they're trying to cash in on it. They've already got money that Forrest made during his whole life, but they have to screw over all of the people out there. It's just so wrong. So I just wanted you folks to know. I'm going to put the light on. All right. No more blue guy. The Blue Man Group is up this way. Anyways, I just wanted you folks to understand that there's been such a scandal out there and fraud that's been committed by Shiloh Old. Okay? It's out there. I'm not going to hide anymore. I'm done hiding. I've tried to give you folks information. The people out there that are investigating, you have somewhere to go and look now. And I will back this 100%. Ask me any question of any of the clues, any of the hints, any of the quotes that have been said. There's no denying. Even I've never, ever heard anybody answer 2 people can keep a secret if one of them is dead. Because they don't know what that means. When you take Kent and Esther and you put them together, the androgynous person who is closest to the treasure, androgynous is partly male, partly female. You take Kent and Esther, put them together, Canesta, it's so freaking close. The Michael Hunt people would know what that means. Anyways, the Canester, that is your androgynous person. If J.D. Solinger, do you know why I brought J.D. Solinger in there? Because when you have a really crappy hand in canasta, you know what it's called? As dead as canasta. That's what it's called. So how much more dead as canasta can you get than both of them being in the grave? Which is not really a grave, folks. It's just a grave marker to identify where the treasure chest was final resting place was. It's so perfectly done. And those people that discredit or try to whatever you want to say, it's not gonna change the beauty of what Forrest Fenn created here. And I'm the one that's trying. I feel like I'm the only one. I know there are people who understand this solve and they see it. And they try to say something, and these jackasses from the crew jump right on them, and they're like bees swarming. Like I said, when you shake up the bee's nest, they're coming after the bear. I'm the bear that's shaking up their bee's nest. And it's not because I'm shaking it up because I'm wrong. I'm shaking it up because I'm right. That's why they're coming after me. The way they're coming after me, saying that I've got hacked. It's all bull. When they see somebody come in and say a positive quote, they jump right on them and they will hack you. So be careful, folks. I'm putting it out there. These people are vicious because they are going to get caught from the true solver. And as far as the Kent Esther, there's no denying it. It's so beautiful. And the things in his stories line up, because Clark Kent in the third book that I never had, even though I figured out it was Superman because of the looking for Lewis and Clark is looking for Lois and Clark. When I got the third book and saw the 6 pages of superhero talk, all the spices he talked about in the third book, this is a book that I never got because I didn't need it. I had already solved it. And I was like, I don't need to buy the third book. But after they stole the treasure chest, I bought the third book to see the information that I did miss from not buying it and how much it connected with the other books. He has intrusion in the first book, obtrude, and there's other ones. Obtruded is in the third book. All the clues that I had from the first and second book are in the third book. The bullet, how many times he talks about the price of freedom. Superman fought for truth and justice. There's so many things in that third book, especially the Pleiades story, when it has the Little Dipper there, about the wall of trees, and within the same paragraph, there's 300 feet. Palisade Sill is, if you are brave and in the wood, a palisade is a wooden structure of trees or trunks or wood fence. And Palisade Sill is 300 feet. All those clues are there, folks. Every single thing, which really, that's what makes me excited. When I tell people, and I'm talking to somebody one-on-one, and I tell them a few things, they're like, oh my God, wow, that sounds amazing, because it is amazing. And if you look at the videos, you will see how amazing it is. And the bullshit that people try to discredit, and they throw the stupid stuff out for trying to discredit it. I know you people are smarter than that. I know. I have faith in the human race, in humanity. I have faith in you people. And the shit that I've said about some of the people saying shit about that is directed towards these scammers and the crew. And there are some knuckleheads. There are a couple. I will admit that they just can't get through their head that they think that it's somewhere else, or there was never a treasure, or that it was at Forrest Fenn's gallery. And I'm not trying to knock you people. I just want you to understand there is one person who's the true solver, and I've said I will step up and take that credit. I will take the hit. I will take the punishment. I take the bullshit. But it's because I want the information out. You people have to realize the repercussions of the stupid things that I've done. Not grabbing that treasure chest when I should have. With the shoulder injury and my law enforcement, I made the decision, which is the wrong decision, which is why this whole thing is so screwed up right now. So it's water under the bridge. But as far as the actual solve, whatever they put out, you folks are smarter than that. You will know, you will absolutely know the bullshit that they're putting out. And they don't want you to know that. They just want you to suck up everything they give you. But if you have something solid, actual factual places, and that's why I did that video to rebuttal the Wyoming document about Forrest Fenn signing it. They think that because he agreed to that, it's the final word. Oh my God, he wouldn't lie. When you're on your deathbed and you have somebody tormenting you to try to cover their ass, which is your own family. I have a situation in my family where I want to say certain things, and I don't. I haven't, but I want to. And Forrest was in that same situation. He wanted to give the solver that information just enough so that solver would know that he really solved it. And you can't tell me with the pictures that I sent Forrest to let him know that I solved it, that he didn't send out the breadcrumbs saying it's been solved by a man from back east. Where did the back east ever go to? Nobody ever brings it up. Why must I go? I mean, why don't I know? Thinks he's the guy from back east. That's what you're latching onto. That you're the man from back east in Pennsylvania or wherever you're from. I am from Massachusetts. You can't get any more like east, except for Maine, maybe, than Massachusetts. So that was a breadcrumb right there. And the other breadcrumbs that Forrest Fenn gave to me was saying it was found under a canopy of stars in the lush vegetation of the Rocky Mountains. That, in order, the first one was the canopy of stars with the one little cross with him sitting on that grave. That story right there precisely brings you down from the blaze where the fire pit is, north down to the parking lot. Parking lot is the Terry Scant, and across the Marvel Gaze is Palisades Hill. Just take the chest and go in peace. This solve is absolutely 100% the actual factual solve, folks. And I've tried to say that, and I've taken the bullshit, but I'm done taking the bullshit. I'm putting it right out there. If you don't want to accept it, I don't have a problem with that. But the smart people out there will see that every single thing is answered in this poem that I've given, and I've given for clues. So do what you must. But Shiloh, you are the reason that there is fraud in this whole Fenn community, and everybody's so screwed up, and you've infiltrated the Fenn community with your little playthings here, bow, arrow, and Robert McQuaid, to infiltrate and screw with people's heads. And I'm the one that's calling you out. Shiloh Old, you are a fraud. Bow Arrow, you are a piece of crap with him. Robert McQuaid, you could take my truck as soon as you prove me wrong, which you're not going to do. And I don't care if you can't prove me wrong. That's what I've asked you to do, and you just shit on me instead. Well, I'm done taking it. I'm going to shit right back on you guys, and I'm calling you out. All of you guys, I'm calling you out. Shiloh Old, you are responsible for stealing Forrest Fenn's treasure. And take that to the bank, folks. Shiloh Old is the one behind every single thing out there. Guaranteed. You do what you must, Shiloh, but I'm telling you right now, I'm done with your bullshit. I've tried to let people know this video will go mainstream media. I don't care where it goes, but you don't want this information out. You haven't wanted it out. That's why you said I was hacked, so people would stop watching, stop commenting. But your dumbasses that keep throwing shit out there are the ones that make me look into the poem even more and find more and more and more and more clues that actually line up and prove my point even more. So I'm willing to give out all of my information. I will gladly, I'm waiting for your court document. Send it to me. My email's out on my one and only true video. You already have it. You've looked into me. I know you have, because you want me shut up. And that's what I've tried to tell people. But I'm done taking your shit. Shiloh Old is the one behind the fraud. He's the one that stole Forrest Fenn's treasure, and he tormented Forrest Fenn at the end of Forrest Fenn's life by making him sign that document. And Forrest said, the only way I'll ever sign that document is if you do not call Jackass the solver. There's no way I'm letting you call him the solver. That's why the Finder name is out there, folks. Because he wandered the woods, and now they came up with some story that might be somewhere else. You folks, if you fall for this shit, I can't believe that you would fall for this shit. Look at the actual true solve I have here. That's all I'm asking. And the folks that have, you folks see it. I know there are smart people out there, and they've seen this. It is an amazing creative genius of Forrest Fenn, and I'm going to bring his legacy back. I'm the one that's fighting for Forrest Fenn to have his pride brought back to him from the crap that some people think that's going on. So take it as you will. You have my information. Send me the court documents, whatever you need to do. But I'm telling the whole world, the rest of the Fenn community, there's no more. If you want information and you have information to look into, or you think you're going different directions on, hey, I found out this information, like Josh. Josh, you have a lot of information, but you have to understand where the actual solve is. And you can't think it's something else. If you folks that have all the information don't really want to take the time and look at what the actual solve is to know, then shame on you, because you're investigating something that you don't have a baseline to go by. You know that there's fraud going on, but you don't know how. This solve tells you what your baseline is, where you need to look, what happened in what timeline, and how it all fell into place, and what they're trying to hide. This is what they're trying to hide. So use it as you will, folks. My videos are out there. I am an asshole in some of my videos. I'll tell you straight up, because I get frustrated, and then I get mad, and then I apologize, and then I get happy again, and then I get to where I want to explain, and I get excited. So all of this shit that I put out is, you'll see. I might as well be bipolar or whatever. I know I have ADD. I have all these emotions that go through me in my videos, and but it's because I want you to know the truth. That's all. That's why I've done them, to give the truth. So I'm done saying that. I'm Dave Woodard. I am the man from the East. I'm the solver of Forrest Fenn's treasure hunt. I'm not blue anymore. I'm more of a regular color. But folks, look into it, okay? And try to understand. I'm not trying to be an asshole here. And people are going to say it. Oh, this guy's a jerk. I'm not a jerk. I'm just frustrated because I know absolutely 100% that I am the actual solver, that Forrest Fenn gave those breadcrumbs out to. And that's why he said the man from the East. And Shiloh must have tormented him after he said that. And that's why Shiloh came out with the court documents. Because you can't tell me the court documents, I don't know when the hell those came out, but I'm sure they came out after the fact. I think they came out sometime in July, or 2 weeks before Forrest died. Okay? So Forrest sent me that little email, the breadcrumbs that's in my videos. I'm not sure who you are, Dave. Were you the guy that came to dinner with us, and who were the two people that came with us? And I told him Kent and Esther went to dinner with us. He knew. Everything stopped because I think at that time he still didn't know that Shiloh fucked him over, screwed him over. Sorry, folks. I still think that Forrest didn't know that Shiloh screwed him over. And then when he told Shiloh, hey, the guy finally got a hold of me, he had to come up with Jack. And then he had to come up with the cover to block that, saying it was in Wyoming. That's why you have 6 pages, 6 whole pages of a document. When we used to take Forrest at his word, he would tell Dale, hey, Dale, put this out. Hey, Dale, put that out. But now you got to come up with a 6-page document that he forces Forrest to sign so that Forrest did not want Jack called the solver. He knew that the solver got screwed over. And that's me, folks. Guaranteed. Take it to the bank, Shiloh. Actually, you probably will be taking it to the bank, because I'm willing to talk to any lawyers now at this point. I've asked you guys for peace. I've asked you guys to just talk it over, but you want to bust my balls. You want to keep discrediting what Forrest Fenn spent 15 years. He's your grandfather, man. He's your grandfather that you screwed over. And it blows my mind that you would do that to your own family member. But you did. And I've got the proof. I've got the whole solve. I've got more information on this solve than you even realize. And that's why I'm so adamant on it. I want to bring back Forrest Fenn's honor. I want to bring back Forrest Fenn's legacy of what he really put out there. And you folks, watch it, don't watch it. I'm not here for the followers. If you follow me, that's great. You're going to see and learn more information, because I can tell you right now, they're probably going to shut me down after this video comes out, and they're going to shut me down fast because they don't want this information out. So if you see this video, you might want to save it somewhere, because this, I state, Boy Scouts honor, Shiloh is behind everything. Okay? I said it. I'm done messing around. I had my contact, and they hacked that person that was helping me with my information. And they haven't contacted me since. They are so evil, folks. These people, they are evil. So something's probably going to happen to me, as I said in my other videos, because now I'm standing up to them, and I'm done. I'm not backing down. I don't need to back down. And if you think that I'm going to, I'm not. I'm ready. Anybody that wants to back me, you can back me silently or whatever. But the people that are investigating, please look into it. All right? That's all I'm asking. Because you people will see, and you will learn that what the real truth is. Now that you know, if you know what the real solve is, you guys can figure it all out. That's all I'm asking. There's too much information out there that I don't know. And this K-Pro and Cow Lazy, they are just plants to feed you guys shit, and you follow it. There's thousands of people following the crap because they want to learn. So you people you're listening to the wrong channel. You're trying to get disco on a sports channel. It's not going to happen. You're getting fed absolute bullshit that Shiloh gives to them to feed you people. That's why you have no answers. That's why you have no information. So, folks, I appreciate all of my followers. Thank you again. I stay right there. Somehow I think that they've controlled my channel so that my followers won't go up. But it's okay. Like I said, as long as you understand the information, that's what matters to me. I want people to know. I want people to understand. I want people to have closure of what really happened. And now I've given it. I put myself completely, fully right out there for any lashback, any court documents, whatever. And if you think that it was a medicine wheel where you're sliding different lines in the poem all over the place to try to get a crossword puzzle out of different angles and lines, it's simpler than that, folks. This poem is so friggin' simple. I'll give you another clue real quick before I leave. Forrest said you could literally, just by the poem, figure it out in the first couple clues, right? If you can figure out where Warm Waters Halt is, right? That's the beginning. He said start there. This is your map portion now, not the first stanza, which is your pinpoint of Palisades Hill. But Forrest said, begin at where Warm Waters Halt is your first clue in the map. There's number one. Your second clue, because Too Far to Walk is just the explanation where the war memorial is. Number two, put in below the home of Brown, which is Eagle's Nest, the home of the Browns. Look it up in Eagle's Nest history. There's clue number two, right? He said the little girl in India could figure it out. Everybody figures out the first two clues, and then they go right by all the rest. You know why? Because they go right by Palisades Hill down to Maverick Creek. That's why they go right by. They figure out the first two clues, they go right by all the others, and they end up down at Maverick Creek, just like I did. When I get tired of searching Palisades Hill, I would look down at Maverick Creek. I look at Clear Creek. I look at Jasper and Agate. I looked at every place in that canyon, folks. Every single place I searched. The end of the canyon, because he says start at the beginning. Where do you end? You thought you might end at the end of the canyon. No. The third clue is from there, Palisades Hill. It's so simple. You could solve it within the first couple of clues, because if you realize, like I did, you where Walmart's Holt, Agua Fria Peak, go down to Homer Brown, Eagle's Nest, and then you go to Palisades Hill. And I did it. I did it, folks. I parked right at that sign where the cross was with Kent and Esther for 4 years, not realizing you go straight to the treasure. It's so simple. There's so many clues that I want to give out, and I've done it in many different videos. But it's so... Forrest Fenn was a genius, and he was brilliant, and he did a great job with this poem. It should be appreciated, and that's why I put it out the way I do. I want it appreciated. I want... He spent so long on it and so much energy and had such a beautiful treasure chest to give away to somebody out there. I fucked it up. And Shiloh, old, jumped right on stealing it. So do what you will with it, folks. I appreciate it. I hope you all have a very Merry Christmas. Even those scammers, I hope you have a good Christmas, because when you put your shit out there about the actual solve that you say it's going to be, get ready, because the backlash is coming right back at you guys on all of these smart people that are in the Fenn community. And they're going to be going, this doesn't make sense. This doesn't make sense. What happened to that? It's so simple, you're saying, that a child could figure it out. And Jack said, it just sent me a message. I figured it out in 1 minute. And that's how easy it is. If you folks fall for this bullshit, I feel bad. So, my plethora of information is out there. Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night. Dave Woodard, the man from the East. Have a good night.